All right. So they got me feeling like I'm academics. I don't have a theme song, so I'm gonna just say somebody else's theme. Got some McDonald's with me, and I got the best thing on the menu. Oh, what is this? What is this? What is this? A McChicken. Best thing on the menu. Stop, man. Okay. And I got two of them. All right. So how y'all doing today? I hope y'all doing good. I thought I made a video. I'll make a video today because it's a good amount of stuff to talk about. All right, especially inside the NBA. One thing I wanted to talk about is the new rule they're proposing regarding the lottery picks in a draft. Mm-hmm. So let's look at that. All right. Um, mm, 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 mm. Now the reason they're doing this is because they're trying to change teams. They're trying to keep teams from tanking. And if you don't know what tanking is, it's pretty much when NBA teams lose games on purpose. And the way the draft works, if you're not familiar, the worst teams usually have the best chance of getting a good draft pick. So if the worst teams have the best chance of getting a good draft, if the worst teams have the best chance of getting a draft pick, sometimes there are situations where teams will intentionally try to be bad, i.e., they will lose games on purpose, aka tanking. So the NBA saw this as a problem, and they're trying to come up with a solution for it. So this is an article that ESPN released. Well, somebody from ESPN released. Uh, this would have been Tuesday, and it says NBA eyes new anti-tanking proposal for draft lottery. The NBA has disclosed to its 30 general managers, because there are 30 NBA teams, is saying a new anti-tanking draft reform termed the 3-2-1 lottery. And I think they'll go into what that means, but if they don't, I'll explain it. That includes expanding the lottery to 16 teams, flatten the odds and regulation zone where the bottom three teams would be penalized with fewer lottery balls for the number one pick starting with the 2027 draft. So let me summarize what this is saying. This is pretty much saying they told all 30 GMs that they're calling this the 3-2-1 lottery. So that's just going to be the name of the rule, 3-2-1 lottery. Okay, so their first thing they're doing is expanding the lottery to 16 teams, right? So how many teams are in the NBA draft lottery? 14. Okay, so before there were 14, and they're expanding it to 16. All right, that's first thing. Okay, they flattened the odds, right? So that means they evened it out, right? Instead of it being like for some. They flatten it out. It's all even between teams, and a regulation zone where the bottom 3 teams will be penalized with fewer lottery balls for the number 1 pick. So, like how I said, the worst teams have the best chance of getting a lottery pick. Now they're saying the bottom 3 teams, so the worst 3 teams, instead of being rewarded for being bad, they're going to be penalized with fewer lottery balls for the number 1 pick starting in the 2027 draft. Right? So that wouldn't be this year, that would be next year when they start doing this. Right? So, and if you're confused about the lottery balls, have y'all ever seen that, like, I'm sure, like, if you were at your grandma's house or something when you were a little kid, you probably saw her watching this on TV, like, that little thing when they do the lottery and they have the ball that, I'll just show you. I'll just say lottery ball machine. Yeah, come in.
Yo, you got clothes in the washer?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I can check.
Well, I'm just moving them over. I ain't want to start the dry. I don't know how, you know what I'm saying? They got.
I can come and check real quick. I don't think I do. All right. Don't do that again. All right, those weren't my clothes, but yeah. So, like, I want to see. It's one very specific way, like this, right? Like this one right here. Like, I guess we could try. I don't want to get copyrighted. Let me see. Oh no! Not gonna mess up like that again. Where I mute the computer, but I don't mute the. Yeah, see, that's one of them things that come with the experience. All right, but see how they got like the balls, and then they shuffle them, and then one comes up. So that's kind of, I guess we could watch the whole video. I guess I don't have to rush it. All right. So you got the big old machine, right, and all the balls, and so those balls would just have like the logos of instead of them having numbers, they would have different NBA teams on them. So that might have the Celtics logo on it. That might have the Lakers logo on it. That might have the Memphis Grizzlies logo on it. That might have the Phoenix Suns logo, Orlando Magic, etc. Okay. So all these balls in there, and the and different teams would have a certain amount of balls in there. So right, so like I said, historically, the worse your team is, the more balls you will have in here. So like, say for example, like, okay, like, let me see. And I just try to explain this stuff as if like people literally have no idea what. So say for example, like the Washington Wizards, not just in the Eastern Conference, they had the worst record. Okay, they had the worst record in the NBA, the Washington Wizards. So the Washington Wizards would have probably more balls in here with their logo on it than anybody else, right? And like I said, the worse your team is, the more balls you have in there. So you got all the balls. Okay, I'm sure she's giving a good explanation, but like I said, we're gonna keep it on mute because I don't want to get copyrighted. I don't even want to risk it. All right, so they're shuffling them. They're shuffling them. They're shuffling them. Right. And boom, how that 1-7 popped up. So let's just say that, you know, yeah, and that's the winner, right? Okay. And some machines look different, as you all could see, like when we were searching for a video. Some machines look different. Sometimes they look like this. Sometimes they look like that. Like they can look different, right? But the point is the same. Yeah, ball machine, and then they pick one. All right. So, um, yeah, with fewer lottery balls, that's what they mean. Fewer lottery balls for the number one pick. That's what they mean. All right, and like I said, it will start next year's draft, not this year's. So the league office has held multiple critical meetings with its board of governors, competition committee, and 30 general managers over the past few weeks to narrow toward this new singular proposal ahead of the owners having a final vote on May 28th, sources said. There could be minor modifications to the proposal, but the key points of the framework have a majority support from the teams, according to those sources. So there might be like a few things different, but pretty much this is going to happen. Like they're only talking about it now, but this is pretty much how it's going to be in the future. Okay? 3-2-1 lottery proposal named to represent the number of lottery balls per team would expand the lottery from 14 to 16 teams. Teams that do not qualify for the playoffs or play-in tournament but stay out of the regulation zone, spots 4 through 10, will receive 3 lottery balls each. Teams with the bottom 3 record, the regulation area, will only have 2 lottery balls, but a floor of the number 12 pick, and the rest of the 13 lottery teams could fall as far as the number 16 pick. Okay. So let me explain this part. Uh, so like we said, the lottery balls. So 16 teams will have a chance in a lottery. Uh, and let's clarify that too. Or teams that miss the NBA playoffs participate in ways drawn to the tournament. Yeah, it prevents teams from tanking. Yeah. So I could show a video on that. Should I do it? I'm trying to see how long I want to be on this. But pretty much the lottery is like, I'm trying to think. The expand the lottery from 14 to 16 teams. Like it's pretty much saying like, okay, 16 teams, you're pretty much gonna have a chance at the first through 16. Like you're guaranteed to get a pick from 1 to 16. Pretty much. Let's just summarize it like that. All right. Teams that do not qualify for the playoffs or play-in tournament, but stay out of the regulation zone, spots 4 through 10, will receive 3 lottery balls each. So this part was a little confusing. So let me explain this, right? It says teams that do not qualify for the playoffs or play-in tournament but stay out of the regulation zone. So, let me see. So the regulation zone, and when it says spot 4 through 10, you would think they mean the 4th or 10th seed, but they're really talking about okay. So they got the bottom 3 record. So you got the worst teams in the league, which is my goodness. All right. Okay, I was hoping you could just see the whole league, but I'm gonna have to click through. Okay, so the worst 3 teams in the league, like I said, I'm trying to explain this. The bottom stay out of the regulation zone, spots 4 through 10. So who would be in spots 4 through 10? It would be okay. So the worst 3 teams are the Wizards, the Pacers, and the Nets. They have the worst record in the league. So those teams would be in the regulation area. Okay, teams with the bottom 3 record: Nets, Pacers, Wizards, and they have the worst record in the league. Right? Yes, they have the worst record in the league. So spots 4 through 10. So these are 1, 2, 3, and then it would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So from the Bucks down, so yeah, the worst, yeah. So it'd be Bucks, Bulls, Nets, Pacers, Wizards, Pelicans, Mavericks, Grizzlies, Kings, Jazz. Those teams all make up the regulation zone. They're the teams that are out of the regulation zone in spots 4 through 10, right? Those teams. So the other teams, other than, I feel like I'm sounding so stupid right now. I'm sorry, but the Nets, the Pacers, and the Wizards would receive 2 lottery balls, right? The other teams would have so those 3 teams would have 2 lottery balls. In addition to that, they will have a floor of the number 12th pick. So they're only going to have 2 lottery balls, but at the same time, the NBA is saying you all will have a pick that is 1 pick number 1 through 12. Right? You will for sure have a pick that's in 1 through 12, and you will have 2 balls. Okay, that's what the NBA is saying, right? And that matters because you still want to give bad teams a chance to get a good player, right? You still got to give them a chance to get a good player. Like, you don't want to reward bad teams, yeah, but you also want to try to keep the league competitive. That's why bad teams get good draft picks, right? So they can get good players on their team. They might not have money. They may not be a large market team where they can just pay a guy a lot of money and they just have a city they can offer a player a lot. You know what I'm saying? That they like. It's hard for the Washington Wizards to compete with, the Knicks or the Celtics, right? They gotta build their team through the draft, right? Like, the Wizards can't offer the same thing to a player that the Celtics can for obvious reasons, right? So that's kind of why they're doing that. And the rest of the 13 lottery teams could fall as far as the 16th pick, right? So, yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, right? Up here when I was saying expanding the lottery to 16 teams, and I was saying what the lottery means. It's pretty much saying that you're guaranteed to get a pick 1 through 16, okay? You're guaranteed to get a pick 1 through 16. Before it was 14, so, yeah. Okay. I guess numbers 9 and 10 play-in seeds in each conference receive 2 lottery balls each, and the losers of the 7 and 8 play-in games receive 1 lottery ball. Okay, so numbers 9 and 10 play-in seeds each conference receive. Okay, so the play-in games, right? The play-in games are teams that are in the play-in tournament are 1, the 10th seed, the 9th seed, the 8th, and the 7th seed, right? So I think is the 10th seed plays the 7th seed and the 9th seed plays the 8th seed. I think that's how it goes, right? So it's 7 and 10, 8 and 9 play in the play-in tournament, right? So they're saying numbers 9 and 10 play-in seeds in each conference receive 2 lottery balls, right? So hypothetically speaking, if this was applied right now, the Hornets and the Heat would get 2 balls, and the Clippers and the Warriors would get 2 balls. Okay? And the losers of the 7 and 8 play-in games receive 1 lottery ball each. And the losers of the 7 and 8 play-in games receive 1 lottery ball each. Okay, so I guess they're saying if you win, so I take that back. Scratch that. The play-in games, the teams who win the play-in game, you get 2. The losers get 1. So these teams can either get 2 or 1. Okay? These teams, yeah. We already went through that. Right. Previously, the league drew odds from only teams with the bottom 4 records of the league, while the other 10 lottery teams were under this proposal, all 16 teams. In addition, no team will be able to win the top pick in consecutive years or be able to win 3 consecutive top 5 picks. I feel like that's pretty understandable, right? You can't win a top pick multiple consecutively. So if you got a top pick last year, you can't get a top pick this year, right? And by top pick, I guess they mean number 1. Or be able to win 3 consecutive top 5 picks. So, like I said, I think that makes sense. I think that's clear. You can't get top 5 pick 3 years in a row. Teams will also not be able to take picks 12 to 15 slots going forward. Okay. The proposal includes a sunset provision so that the new system. Okay, so I think that's like pretty much the bread and butter. And we can also, because since I sounded so terrible at explaining it, we can get some help from Gemini. Right? Can you summarize the new NBA 3-2-1 lottery rule? Yeah. So, they summarized it pretty good. 14 16 teams. Okay. The sweet spot. The teams that get the most balls. 4th and 10th worst records. Right, so we already said it. So, looking at the standings, the 4th and 10th worst records, the team that will get 3 balls are the Jazz, the Kings, the Grizzlies, Mavericks. Wait, hold on. Yeah. The Jazz, Kings, Grizzlies, Mavericks, Pelicans, Bulls, and Bucks. These teams, Bucks, Bulls, and these teams, Pelicans, Mavericks, Grizzlies, Kings, Jazz, they get 3. Right? They're calling that the sweet spot. Regulation zone, worst 3 records. Nets, Pacers, Wizards, they get 2. 9th and 10th seed in each conference. Hornets, Heat get 2. Clippers, Warriors get 2. Losers of the 7 versus 8 play-in games. Oh, hold on. So, I was wrong earlier when I said 10 and 7 play against each other and 9 and 8 play against each other. It's actually 7 and 8 play against each other and 9 and 10 play against each other. Okay? And they're saying losers of the 7 and 8 game get 1 ball each. Right? How it goes. Yeah. And like I said, the whole thing about that is trying to kill tanking. And like we talked about, tanking is when teams lose on purpose. That's just a word used to describe when teams are losing on purpose. All right? chicken is cold. It's still good though. All right. Mmm. That's so good. Alright. So yeah. Alright, I think we explained that. Another thing with basketball that I wanted to talk about is the Lakers. Right? Let's just talk about the playoffs. Right? Let's talk about the playoffs. I think I know it's been happening in the NBA. To where we can talk about teams other than just the Lakers. Right? So let's look at Alright. Alright. So starting with the Thunder and the Spurs. Yeah, Thunder smacked them. Thunder looked like the only team that was really out here handling business. Swept them. Okay, San Antonio. I don't think... Okay, let me just start off by saying this. Obviously, Shea played pretty good. Like I said, the Thunder were just being the Thunder and the Suns were being the Suns. We don't really need to go too deep into that. Right? Swept them. Spurs, 4-1. They beat the Trailblazers in 5 games. There was a game when Wembanyama got hurt. He suffered a concussion. For people who don't know, let's see. Let's ask Gemini about that, and let's look up an article on that. Is Victor Wembanyama cleared to play in the second round? Yes, Victor Wembanyama is clear and fully available for the second round. Okay. Concussion protocol after suffering injury while he missed Game 3. He successfully returned for Games 4 and 5, leading San Antonio to a 4-1 series victory over the Portland Trail Blazers. All right. So, same thing. I was watching these games. Like, it was like, bro, it was barely a game. Like, I mean, we knew what was going on. They getting smacked. Now, here's where it starts getting interesting. I'm a Laker fan, so we're going to do Lakers and Rockets last. Let's start with the Nuggets and the Timberwolves, all right? Let's look at this. All right? So, Game 1. Denver wins Game 1, right? Let's look at the details on that. They win 116 to 105. You can copyright it. All right. So, yeah, Jamal Murray, 30 points. I mean, 7 for 22. He made 16 out of 16 of his free throws. If you know me, I'm super picky on point guards and free throws. Like, I don't want to... Point guard, shooting guard, just a guard. I don't want to see you shooting anything under 80%, and he shot 100% with 16 free throws. That's literally amazing. Horrendous from the three-point line. Jesus Christ, 0 for 8. Oh, my goodness. That's horrendous. But... Uh, so Aaron Gordon, looking at Aaron Gordon, not great 3-point shooting. Little turnover. He had a fair game. He had a good game. 17 points, 50%. Yeah, this is a good game for Aaron Gordon. Cameron Johnson played fine. Jokic, good game. 5 turnovers, but I mean he has the ball a lot, so but that's still 5 turnovers. I already talked about Murray, Braun. Yeah, all right. So looking at Timberwolves, I mean nobody really had a good game on the Timberwolves. I say. I mean Rudy had a good game. Damn, Rudy was out there balling. He should have made them free throws, but he's a center and it's Rudy, so it's alright. Uh, Jaden McDaniels. I would say this is a fair game. You know, he probably would like to see him make like 1 or 2 of those, and maybe like he would be like at least like 1 for 4, 2 for 5, something like that. Uh, but yeah, that's a pretty good game. Okay, so but I know, but pretty much, let me just summarize what's going on. The big thing that's going on with the Timberwolves, and so Anthony Edwards got hurt. Dante DiVincenzo got hurt. Like DiVincenzo tore his Achilles, and man, I saw Anthony Edwards. I saw him hyperextend his knee, bro. That when I played basketball, bro, I had that same thing happen to me. I was looking at that, I was like, ooh, bro, I know that junk hurts, bro. When you hyperextend your knee, that's pretty much like, imagine, I'm gonna just pretend like my arm is my knee. So you know how you bend it. If you don't know how hyperextending is, like this is the natural way your arm bends. But just imagine if it, instead of bending this way, it goes back. Like, oh my goodness, that hurt so bad, bro. That hurt so bad. Like I said, it happened with his knee, and that same thing happened to me with my knee. Man, that junk hurts so bad. But it's not like tearing your Achilles or anything like that. But man, that junk hurts. That junk hurts. So that happened to him. So he's gonna be out. Yeah, I think that O stands for out. Like he's out. Definitely the rest of the series. I think they said he's out for like a couple of weeks. So yeah. And DiVincenzo, I mean, he tore his Achilles, so he's out for a minute. Uh, yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know if the Timberwolves. I think they play tonight. I think their game is tonight. Yeah, they play tonight. I think. Uh, Man, I don't know, man. I think Denver. I think Denver might get away with this series, man. Because at first I was going Timberwolves, but I don't know. Denver might get away with it this series, man. I mean, you got 2 of your guys out, 2 of your best, 2 of your starters out, and you got your star player out. Yeah, that's a pretty big deal. So that's what's going on with the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. Not the Lakers. I mean, we were up 3-0. You see how this says Lakers lead 3-2? We were up 3-0. So that means at this point, Houston, if you, like I said, I'm explaining this like you don't know. Houston won 2 games in a row after we done won 3 in a row. You only need 4 to win the series. They done won 2 games in a row. I was watching a game last night. I mean, that's the thing about games that go on in the West Coast. Like, they come on really late. I was watching a game last night. Like, in the first quarter, I was like, man, like, they looking pretty good. Austin Reeves came off the bench. He didn't start last night. He came in the game. He hit a deep 3. I was like, man, we better win this shit. I was like, we gonna close it tonight. First quarter was looking kind of decent. And then after that, I was like, what in the world is going on? Like, I didn't even watch, like, the whole game because it was, like, getting late at night. And I was like, yeah, they playing like they finna lose. Like, I think I stopped watching, like 6 minutes left in the third quarter. I was just so tired. Like, I was like, nah, they're not getting it. And to me, if you ask me why the Lakers lost, I would say, okay, if you ask me why the Lakers lost last night, I would say it's because Austin Reeves he didn't have a good game last night. Like, he didn't have a good game last night. Like, he came in, like I said, he made that big play at the beginning, but after that, like, it was kind of horrendous. Let me see. Austin Reeves. Yeah, he shot 4 for 16. He was 2 for 8 from 3. I mean, yeah, he made 12 free throws out of 13, which is great, but like, bro, 4 for 16. And like I said, if you don't watch basketball, 4 for 16 from the field, but you shot like 12 free throws. So he made 4 shots out of attempting 16. Right. That's already not good in itself, because as a guard, you really want your guards to be shooting. I say a good field goal percentage for a guard is like, I would say good is anything from like 44, 45. Anything lower than 45, 44, 45 is like, this is 25. And when you're shooting free throws, so if I shoot a shot and I get fouled, they don't call that as a field goal attempt. So it says he attempted 16 field goal shots, but if he got 12 free throws, that really means he attempted like 22. So it was really like 4 for 22 from the line. Like, yeah, he didn't have a good game, right? And then we looking at the Lakers turnovers. Oh my goodness, Marcus Smart has 6 turnovers last night. And I mean, LeBron James scored 25 points, 0 for 6 from 3. That is horrendous. That is horrendous. Yeah. Yeah. Like, looking at these, yeah, when you look at the whole picture from the points and the free throws, the 3-pointers, yeah. No, that's horrendous. Yeah. DeAndre Ayton played good. DeAndre Ayton played super good last night. He had 18 points, 9 from 14 from the field, 17 rebounds, 1 turnover, 2 blocks. Yeah, he was balling last night. I wish he could do that every night. But then you look at, like, oh yeah, so another thing, like, another big difference between like the games when they were winning and the games they're losing now. Like Luke Kennard, 31 minutes. Come on, dog. You had 1 point. I feel bad for Buddy, because I know if I'm looking at it like that, man, I know he being hard on himself. You know what I'm saying? I try to be realistic, but I know, man, but that don't look good at all. You played 31 minutes for the Lakers and you had 1 point. That's insane, bro. I didn't know Luke Kennard was playing that bad until seeing this right now. He had 1 point. Wow. Okay. And just watching the game, let me see. Tari Eason, 2 for 3. 2 for 6 from 3. That's good. Jabari Smith Jr. had some big shots. He was playing pretty good. Tari Eason had a good game. Everybody on the Rockets had a good game. Amin was off a little bit, but everybody on the Rockets had a good game last night. You know what I'm saying? Reed Shepherd. You know what I'm saying? I like Reed Shepherd. I feel like people probably be like talking bad about him or whatever, but I like Reed. You know, he's solid, bro. Okay, he went to Kentucky. How tall is he? He be looking short out there. 6'2". He be looking like he like 6 foot. Like, they be making him look small out there, but I like Reed Shepherd. You know what I'm saying? I like Reed Shepherd. Yeah, but Rockets, their team was having a good game yesterday. Just eyeballing it, like, they look good. Like, Jabari was making some big shots. Tari hit some big threes. Sengun is being Sengun. Yeah. And then Yeah. But like watching the game last night, like I'm like, man, like if you're a team and you were up 3-0 and now the series is going to game 6, I feel like that's to me, I'm assuming like when I think about basketball nowadays, like something I always think about is like when do you start blaming the coach? Like when does it have something to do with the coach, right? Like I said, I feel like right now the reason the Rockets are winning is because the Lakers are make. I mean, the Rockets made adjustments and the Lakers weren't prepared for the adjustments that the Rockets made for them. So I feel like it's a battle between coaches right now. Like you watch like First Take and stuff like that. I usually agree with what they say on First Take. Like if you want to know my opinion on something, like whatever they're saying on First Take or a show like that, I typically agree with. But they're saying, or even on the halftime show on it's not TNT anymore, but you know what I mean, with Kenny Johnson, Ernie, Shaq, and Charles. Like they keep talking about playing with a sense of urgency and they don't want it bad enough. I don't think it's that. Like it's like I'm not buying that. I'm not going to the store and I'm not buying that. Okay? Lakers were up 3-0. I highly doubt they let these two games go because they weren't going out there playing hard. Like that doesn't even sound right. Like okay, I'm not like I said, I'm not buying that one me personally. Uh like I said, I think this is about coaching. I feel like Ime Udoka has made adjustments, and the Lakers weren't ready for him. Like, say for example, you'll see like highlights. I don't know if you've been seeing them here or not, but like you'll see highlights of like, bro, like the Lakers. It's not even about like they're taking shots and they are making them. Like it's like they just aren't getting the shots that they want. Like a lot of the shots that they're taking are forced. They can't get to the spots that they want. Like you will see plays when like LeBron was driving down the lane, taking it hard to the lane pause. He was driving down the lane and forcing himself in the lane and being aggressive and he would score when he would do that. But if you know LeBron, that's not the first style. That's not his instinct to just do that first. Like he's a pass first, right? He's not like a takeover kind of guy, but you will see him do things like that in game 5 and game 4. And the only time he's playing like that is when literally nothing else is working. That's the only time you're going to see LeBron play like that. So like I said, I mean, Luka's out, Austin Reeves is out, but Luke Kennard, like if you look at the first game, like LeBron had a good game, but he wasn't the highest scorer in that game, if I remember correctly. Like Luke Kennard had 27 and LeBron had like 25. Oh no, LeBron had 19. Like that's what I'm saying. LeBron usually isn't the leading scorer. Like that's not how he plays anymore, right? Like look at game 2. I don't think he was the highest scorer in game 2 either. Uh, LeBron, 28. Okay, he was the highest scorer, but again, Marcus Smart had 25 and he had a great game, and Luke Kennard had 23. He had a great game. So, I mean, yeah, like like I said, I don't think this is about effort. I don't think it's about mentality. I don't think it's about experience. I don't think it's about any of that. I feel like Ime Udoka is just being a really great coach right now, and he made some adjustments. And oh yeah, and I was looking at this earlier because I was looking at it this morning, uh, before I went to work this morning. Let me like, was it game 4? Like, this is a reflection of how bad the Lakers. Like, look at this, right? Like, this is the playoffs, right? Usually teams they do like an 8-man rotation, right? Meaning the guys from here on up are only playing, right? They got these guys playing. And the only reason Austin Reeves didn't play is because he was hurt. Okay? If you got all these guys playing in the playoffs, that means these guys are playing awful. That means they're playing awful. Like awful. like they said, man, and I like Dalton Connect and all them. You know what I'm saying? I don't got a problem with them, but they said, hey man, go ahead and get in, man, because these guys up here. I mean, LeBron 2 for 9. Jesus Christ. Marcus Smart 3 for 8. Luke Kennard 3 for 8. 0 for 3 from 3. 0 for 2 from 3. 0 for 3 from 3. Like, oh my goodness, LeBron had 8 turnovers. 8 turnovers. Like, this was, look at this plus minus. Like, they were getting smacked while they were in the game. They were getting smacked while they were in the game. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Lakers and Rockets. Like I said, I think it's a coaching thing though. That's how I would summarize what's going on with the Lakers and the Rockets, right? So now, moving on to the doggone East. What in the world is wrong with the Pistons? The number 1 seed, bro. Okay, so let me, like I said, I'm gonna explain the playoffs like you don't watch basketball. So in the playoffs, the number 1 seed, the team with the best record, plays the 8th seed or the team that won the play-in game. So the best team in the league plays the worst team. The best team in the playoffs plays the worst team in the playoffs. Right. Let me just show you. Right. So you see how it says 1 seed versus the 8 seed. The 2 seed plays the 7 seed. The 4 seed plays the 5 seed. The 3 seed plays the 6 seed. If you don't know why they do it like that, let me try to explain. Because in theory, what's supposed to happen is, so the 1 seed is supposed to beat the 8 seed, right? The best team is supposed to beat the worst team. The second best team is supposed to beat them. 4 is supposed to be 5. 3 is supposed to be 6. In theory, like I said, what's supposed to happen is 1 and 8, 1 will win here, and if 4 gets here, 2 wins like they did, and 3 wins. So then you got 2 versus 3. So the basketball is supposed to get more interesting the closer you get to the finals, right? In theory, it's supposed to be the 1 and 2 seed play right here. You really don't want the 1 and 2 seed to meet until they get right here, right? And then in theory, the 1 seed in both conferences meet in the championship. In theory, because the 1 seed, like I said, in theory, is the best team in the league, right? So like I said, you want to keep the best teams away from each other in the beginning and let them meet in the end, right? You want to get, like I said, I was watching Thunder and Suns. It wasn't even really serious. Like, you knew they were going to win. So you just want to kind of get, not the bad basketball games, but like the, it's not as much hype around them. You want to get those games out of the way. These series are usually more interesting because, like I said, it's closer. So the 4 seed and a 5 seed, they're, I feel like what I'm saying is making sense, but right, they're right next to each other, so their skill level is kind of the same. 3 and 6 seed is sometimes it can be good, but sometimes it can not be. But it's good this year. Like, what's going on? Like I said, the 1 seed is the Pistons and the 8 seed is the Magic. Orlando is leading 3-2. The 8th seed is about to beat the 1 seed. In the history of the NBA playoffs, the AC has defeated the first seed at least 6 times. So in 1994, in 1999, in 2007, 2011, 2012, 2023. Right. Like this like if you're the 1 seed and you lose to the 8 seed, like that's worse than LeBron having 8 turnovers in 1 game. That's worse than Luke Kennard scoring 1 point in 31 minutes. Like, that is horrendous. You finna lose to the 8 seed and you the 1 seed. That is embarrassing, bro. I feel bad for Cade Cunningham and them, bro. I feel bad for them. Because I know they're going to take that hard on themselves. I know they're going to be hard on themselves about that if they lose against the Magic. Y'all don't want to see y'all finna lose to the Magic? Bro, I know they're going to take that one hard, man. Cleveland, Game 6. What do I think about this series? I think Cleveland going to win. I think Cleveland should win this series. Yeah. I think Cleveland can win this series. Knicks and Hawks. I think Knicks are going to win this series. All right. Wait. What? I thought Boston beat the 70. I thought the Celtics ended the series. Okay, well, they got a game tonight. We're going to see what the Knicks and the Hawks do tonight. They both in Game 6 tonight. I could have sworn I thought the Celtics beat the 76ers already. I thought they already beat them. But that'll be crazy. I'm not even going to say that because that's not going to happen. Right? But, yeah. Man, I was watching Joel Embiid play. I was like, I felt so sorry, man. Like, I was like, man, like, that's Joel. He just didn't look like Joel out there, man. He looked hurt. He just looked hurt, man. And it's a shame because I feel like I'm like a lot of people. Man, Joel Embiid was one of those guys you're like, he has the potential to be one of the best. And or the 76ers, period. Like, like they're that team that, like, they don't really have a lot of haters. Like, you typically, like, if the 76ers win, like, you're typically not mad about that. Like, you know, they're a well-respected organization. They usually have well-respected players on their team. So it was sad seeing Joel out there playing the way that he was playing. I was like, man, he looked hurt. He just looked hurt. Like, I won't say like he fell off or anything like that, but like, I'm like, man, prime Joel Embiid, he just kind of looked hurt. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens in these games tonight. Knicks and Hawks. Okay, so let me predict what I think is going to happen on the games that are happening tonight. So first game is Knicks and Hawks. They're playing in 30 minutes. I don't know. Is this Central Time? I don't know. But I think prediction. I think the Knicks will win tonight. I think the Knicks will go ahead and advance tonight. Celtics 76ers. The Celtics should, because the Celtics should not be going to a Game 7 with the 76ers. So I'm going to say by the end of the night, we'll see the Knicks advance to the second round, and we'll see the Celtics advance to the second round, because this should not be going to 7 games. Okay. Nuggets and Timberwolves. I think. Man, I don't know, man. Like I said, I think the Timberwolves, them getting hurt like that, I just think the Nuggets gonna beat them tonight and take that to a Game 7, and then they're gonna win in Game 7 too. So I think the Nuggets are gonna win tonight. So tonight I got Nuggets, the New York Knicks, and the Boston Celtics winning tonight. All right, and then tomorrow, I don't know. Man, based on what I saw the past 2-3 games. Cause even with Game 3 when the Lakers won, so the first 2 games the Lakers just looked really good, but in Game 3, the Rockets, they really didn't. They really just choked at the end, right? Like, I'm gonna turn the sound off, but if you didn't watch that game. Like, they really just choked, man. They really just choked. Like, I don't want to watch a really long version. Alright, so the Rockets are up 6 points. The Rockets are up 6 points with 30 seconds left. Alright, is this Muted. Okay, yeah. So they turn the ball over. Marcus Smart gets the steal. Foul. They foul him at the 3-point line, right? So he makes 2 free throws, makes the third. He made all 3 free throws. They fouled him at the 3-point line. He made all 3 free throws, right? So they get the ball back. Turnover. Reed Sheppard turnover. LeBron hits a 3. Oh, no. Why didn't they show what happened in the third quarter? Alright, yeah. So who hit the 3? Because, yeah. So that's how they took it to overtime, and then in overtime, as you can see, the Lakers won. So that was just like, bruh. Yeah. So the Rockets really could be up 3-2. And if they were up 3-2 right now, I would say Rockets will win tomorrow for sure. But I still think I'll say Rockets are going to win tomorrow. And then they're going to take it to a game 7. And then I think the Rockets are... I wouldn't be surprised if Rockets won 4 in a row, man. I really wouldn't be surprised. Even as a Laker fan, I wouldn't be surprised if the Rockets won 4 in a row. That's just me giving credit to the squad. Yeah. But I don't know. Reeves is back. So I don't know. But with Reeves coming back, the defense is gone again. So it's like, I don't know. And then Cavs, Raptors. I really want Cleveland to just end the series. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe the Pistons are down. I cannot believe that. But alright. Yeah, I think that's enough basketball. So we talked about the new lottery pick rules, and then we broke down what's going on in the playoffs so far. Yeah, so hope y'all enjoyed. That's basketball, and talk to y'all later. Make sure y'all tune in to keep up with what's going on. Boy, shut up, turn the camera off.